We are going to look about Cisco collaboration portfolio. So myself validation. So I'm a Cisco Princess for Redington Value. Today's agenda about we are going to touch upon the Cisco collaboration architecture. So how we can Cisco collaboration architecture design and the products involved on the architecture, and then we'll be covering up the Cisco unified communication architecture and the products, and as well on the collaboration application, then the customer collaboration and telepresence and video architecture. So on a Cisco collaboration architecture, so the base starts with like the base of Cisco collaboration is the Cisco Unified Communication Manager, which provides like with the telephony functionality. It provides the video and telepresence, and it gives you the unified communication. So the telephony products like the IP phone and on the telepresence we have a single screen and a multi-screen and like a video conferencing devices for enterprise level, and on the unified communication we have Cisco Jabber product for Windows and for Apple and as well as for the desktop. Now Cisco has got Cisco privacy conferencing device, which is Cisco WebEx meeting. So that also can be integrated with the Cisco collaboration architecture. And on the network front, we have the Cisco network, and we have Cisco introduced the new Cisco Media Network for the voice and the video specific quality of service on the network. On the deployment scenario, we have different deployment scenarios. Either it can be on-premises, and it can be a partner for hosted or managed services, or a Cisco cloud services. And the additional application on a Cisco collaboration, so we can accommodate the WebEx social and customer contact center solution, and the other API and SDKs for the test and developments. So by this, Cisco collaboration architecture provides you the simple and consistent and compelling user experience. On the Cisco collaboration portfolio, so we have split on four major divisions. One is unified communication, and then customer collaboration, then telepresence, and collaboration application. Now we are going to cover up on the Cisco unified communication. So now we will be going to explain on the past PBX architecture and the hybrid architecture and the current IP telephone architecture. So if you look at the existing PBX, normally we will be having a PBX and it will be connected to your analog phones, and on the PBX we have a FXO or even cards for the trunkings. On a hybrid solution, so they have started using that over the WAN through the voice devices to branch office communication, as well as they started using the digital phone in replacing the analog phone. The current IP telephony system, so which has a voice gateway and it can be connected over WAN, and we have IPVPX and the analog and digital phones are replaced with the VoIP phones on the same switching architecture. The normal IP telephony architecture looks like wherein we have a different product. The major main component on this IP telephony, that is Cisco Communication Manager, and we will be having a voice gateway and PoE switch to power up the devices, and the phones will be connected on the network. So in a case wherein we have a head office and branch office, so these can be connected, communicated and connected through over WAN, or it can be connected through a PSTN. The Cisco Unified Communication Manager, the current CUCM offerings are running on the VMware ESXi, that is called a virtualized environment. So on a single server, we can deploy a VMware ESXi, and we can run multiple virtual machines on the host. So The CUCM, we have two different server models. One is called the publisher, another is a subscriber. Normally, the publisher takes care of the primary database functionality, and the subscriber provides the services for the devices. And we have the same call manager serves as a TFTP server, which handles the request for configuration files. That is for the endpoints. It serves the firmware images as well as the rules and the applied configurations to the endpoints. And MOH, that is called music on hold. This is for the normal call functionality for the server. And the same CUCM now plays the role as IM and present server. That is, we can chat with our internal organization for the instant message, and it also provides the presence of the user. So it is like the chat window, wherein the users will be having a chat window on whenever they log in. It provides the presence of the user, and they can instantly communicate with the coworkers. The roles can run on one server or individual server depending on the scaling and performance requirements. So on the even on the VMware environment, we can still run one server per host, or we can run multiple applications depending on the scalability and the performance requirements. So how the cluster behaves? So as I said, the call manager has two roles. It plays as a call manager, as publisher, and it plays as a TFTP or a music on hold server. So these two communicate on the communication control signaling protocol, and the major role played by the subscriber, which provides the end user services. So in a network, we can have either one or two subscribers depending on the needs. For the high availability and for the load balancing purpose, we can use two subscribers even for a single environment. And the call manager subscribers will be controlled by the will in turn connect to the voice gateway, and these voice gateways are connected either on the MQTT protocol or HTTP protocol or HTTP OSI protocol. And the IP phones which are on the network or directly communicate directly registered with the Cisco call manager subscriber either on a SIP protocol or a Cisco proprietary HTTP protocol. So between the call manager and the voice gateway, they normally communicate on the MQTT protocol, and between the voice gateway and the IP phones, it communicates on the RTP, the real-time transport protocol, for the outbound calls and to connect to the PSTN. And for remote type redundancy, so we can replace the subscriber and we can put it in a different locations. So we are going to cover up on the two different location scenarios. So how do we can plan our network for on the redundant purpose? So we can in a data center. So in the current scenario, so we have a data center 1 and data center 2 on the head office. So the data centers and the head office are connected over the WAN, and we will be placing the call manager publisher in data center 1 and the subscriber on the data center 2, and we can place the voice gateways, and these voice gateways in turn connect to the PSTN for the outbound calls. So in case the failure on the data center 1, the users on the headquarters can be connected to the data center 2, and that will still do the services for the endpoints. So the current Unified Communication 9.0 licensing. So the Cisco licensing now it's user based. We call it as user connect licenses, UCL. So we have different licenses models for different endpoints and the different applications. If you look at the first UCL license, that is a UCL Connect Essential license, which is a deskless workers, like the user who has a IP phone, only the IP phone. So this license will serve for a single hardware, that is IP phone, and this particular license will not cover any other additional functionalities or applications features of like a Java or a Unity connection or a WebEx. And the second licensing model is UCL basic, which again serves for a single hardware, and this covers for the voice, and it provides you the Java IM presence as well. And the third license is UCL enhanced license, which is for the desk phone workers, and which is normally for a single user profile, and it supports one device that is either a video or a voice, and it can support for the number of devices might be one for a hardware, another can be a mobile device or external device. And this license covers additional application features like Jobber IM system and Jobber desktop and Jobber mobile. So we can install the Jobber clients either on the desktop or we can use on the mobile, and those Jobbers will have the same extension registered for the hardware phones. So these are the three basic UCL licenses, and we have other licensing model called Cisco Unified Workspace license. So on Workspace license, we have two different options. So one is standard, another is professional. Standard is majorly classified as a hybrid purpose model. This again supports for a single user profile, and it can support for voice and video, and this can support for multiple devices. And they also support this Jobber IM system and Jobber desktop, Jobber mobile as well. It has a unified Unity connection and license cover on it. The Unity connection normally used for the voice mailing. So when we buy a single CUWL license, that is workspace license, it covers your both voice and voicemail licensing. And next is unified workspace license for professional. So the professional covers additional features of WebEx licenses. So when we buy a CUWL license, professional license, it will have a feature of license for WebEx meetings as well. So this picture shows about the devices supported on each licensing model. If you look at as I said, on the UCL, we have three different licensing models. That is essential, basic, and enhanced plus. So on the essential UCL licensing license, which covers the PAX and analog phones and 3905 and 6901 models. So when we size the bomb, so the licensing is calculated based on the device model. So according to the device model, we have to choose the appropriate UCL licenses. For the number of 6901 or 3905 chip phones, we have to choose per device one essential UCL license. So on the basic UCL, basic license, so we have two different IP phone models covered. One is 6911 and 6921. So when we build a bomb, so we have to check accordingly on the phone model. We have to choose the exact licenses. For number of 6921, we have to choose the exact number of basic UCL licenses. And the rest all covered under enhanced or enhanced UCL licenses or workspace licenses. For any models, 79 XX or 89 series, 8900 series or 1900 series IP phones, which falls under enhanced or enhanced plus UCL, or when you buy a workspace license, by default these higher end model IP phones will be covered under those licenses. So on a brief, to check on the other models supported on the workspace and enhanced licensing. That is a 7937, that is a star phone conferencing phone, or any third party SIP phone, or the apart from 690111 and 21, the rest of 6900 series, that is 6941 and 45, falls under the enhanced user licensing. And for Java desktop or Java mobile, and for the endpoint telepresence endpoints like ES60 or ES90, all falls under the enhanced or enhanced user licenses or the workspace license. So when you buy a single workspace license, so these devices will be covered under the license. So on the telepresence room, we have different products. That's a separate licensing. That is a solution platform, and we have different profile series and CTS 1300 and CTS 500. All CTS series covered under the telepresence room devices. So on the existing the scenario, so how we can build a network with the Cisco Unified collaboration architecture. So the remote site, how we can build, like when we have a branch office, again those branch offices will be connected on over the WAN, and the sites also can be connected through WAN. The major role played by the voice gateways. So the voice gateways or the normal routers which comes with the voice capability. So these voice gateways function as a dedicated voice device or a multi-service device with routing, switching, firewalling, and wireless. So these can be run even on a VMware on the router, because of the ISR G2 series is supporting servers on the router, express servers. And we have the various router models available on Cisco. So the normal voice gateway series starts on 2900 and 1300. This can provide a backup call processing for remote site redundancy. So the SRSP functionality is normally called as a remote site recovery, that is a survival remote site telephony. So when we have a call manager and it's connected to the it in turn interacts with your voice gateway, and over the WAN we will have another voice gateway for the branch office communication, and the whatever IP phones on the branch office, it will be connected over the WAN to the main office. That is the main office call manager. So when we have a WAN failure, so the IP phones connected over the WAN will lose its registration with the call manager. So normally the call manager will have the services and the offerings and the configuration related to the IP phone. When there is a WAN failure, the IP phones on the remote offices will be isolated, and it doesn't have a TFTP server or call talking server to register and retrieve the configuration. So in this scenario, so the voice gateways placed on the remote branches, we can enable the SRSC features on the voice router, and which will play as a call manager express. So the options on this remote server site telephony, the call CUCM fallback services operations in iOS, and the phones have local router IP address as the third CUCM server. The phone fails through CUCM group list, and the phone registers to the CUCM fallback services on the local iOS router. Even port also registers to the CUCM fallback services. So when we implement this SRSP, automatically the voice router on the remote branch will act as a CUCM fallback service. This slide will describe about the feature support on the ISR generation 2 routers. So the models on the ISR G2 voice routers starts with like a 2900 series and 1300 series. The numbers given on this feature like the number of unified communication manager express license supported on individual servers and the SRSC services supported on the respective server respective routers, and the borderless element section supported and the number of voice gateways supported on the routers. So on a 2901 it can support up to 35 IP phones, that is up to 35 IP phones can be registered on this 2901 when it acts as a call manager express. The same way when we configure the same 2901 as a SRSC router, again it can support up to 35 devices supported, and it will support up to 100 borderless element sessions for the remote trunks. As well on the 2911 we can size this router for up to 50 user environment for the call manager express or a SRSC scenario, and it can support up to 200 sessions for the borderless unified border element. And the 2921 router can be recommended for 100 user requirement, the maximum scalability of 100 users, and the 100 users supported for the call manager express and the SRSC solution. The 2951 can be recommended up to 150 user maximum scalability of 150 users environment on a call manager express. On a SRSC scenario, this 2951 can support up to 250 devices, and the 3925 router can support up to 250 unified communication manager express services and up to 750 device supported on a SRSC functionality. And when we configure 3945 as a call manager express, this can be recommended up to 350 user environment, and for a SRSC scenario it can support up to 1200, and this supports up to 1000 borderless element sessions. And the new 3925 E series can be recommended up to 400 user environment on a call manager express, and up to 1350 users can be supported on the SRSC services. And the 3945E can support up to 450 users on the call manager express application, and on the SRSC it can support up to 1500 devices. On a Cisco we can enable the quality of service on the network for the video, voice and data depending on the requirements. So this covers about the minimum requirements for the voice QoS on a Cisco network, and the latency and jitter level for voice, video and data. So why do we need a CAC, that is call control, call admission control device, which is a call manager. So the call manager which helps you to control the over provisioning on the unified communication media, and it gives you the congestion control, and it provides you to make a different policies applied for a different type of calls. The call admission control device which controls all the voice and video and telepresence requirements. Next we are going to cover up on the customer collaboration. So the customer collaboration is normally called as the normal contact center solution. So if you look at a normal call center, so the normal call center have a different applications on the legacy DBS. One is the PSTN trunk termination, and the telephonic call processing and TDM switching matrix, and it supports the call treatment. Now, how the queuing and functionality. And on top of it, we are introducing the ACD and IVR, CTI, and reporting provided on the new Cisco premises-based legacy PBS. So which provides the people what is the call center? It's like the people and process all called as a call center. So when we convert that TDM to a IP-based contact center, the evolution provided on the Cisco solution. So it provides the distributed IP-based voice control on the either on the voice trunking or on the IVR, and it provides a separate contact center application and it has a dedicated call processing device, and the devices or the agent phone are connected over the switch network. So all these collaborations, this can provide you the reporting and the routing as well as the CPI. On the Cisco Unified Customer Collaboration, we have small and medium business and the enterprise business. So the normal contact center express and IP IVR, which can support up to 400 agents, and the contact center enterprise can support up to 12,000 agents, and it's like 1,000 agents or per contact center express. And for the IVR, we have a separate Cisco Unified Customer Voice Portal, and we have Princess. That's a separate application which can be run on your desktop for the additional services on the agents, and it provides a Cisco Unified Intelligence Center for reporting. The Cisco IP contact center again provides the social media can be connected on the contact center solutions. And for recording, we have a media sense servers which are supported. The Cisco Princess is a separate tool for your contact center application for end user reporting and call processing. So now we will be going to check how we can integrate that contact center access on the network. So we will be placing a contact center enterprise on each data center, and the contact center agents will be deployed on the end user desktop, and again they will be connected over the WAN, and these will be registered to your contact center in turn to the call manager. So we are going to cover up on the collaboration applications like the Jobber and WebEx and the WebEx social media. So WebEx, most of the people know product. It's like for your meeting center and for the remote operation. So the day to day we are working on the WebEx, and the Jobber is another tool provided by Cisco. It's for the real-time communication for the within organization people to communicate over desktops, like on the chat windows. And WebEx Social, so it can be used for your social collaboration. The WebEx meetings is provided for a group on the real time, and the Jobber is can be used for one-to-one chat or one-to-few on the real time. And the social media WebEx social collaboration, it's for the many-to-many. So on a network, how we will be going to integrate this instant messaging and the presence services. So on a part the Cisco Call Manager and the voice gateway, we will be placing another instant message or presence server on the network, and we can install the Jobber client on the end user desktop or on the mobile devices. And these Jobbers are registered with your IM presence service, and these services in turn connect to your CSM call manager, and it provides the same call functionality services under the rules or configured for the extensions or the users will be applied to the same Jobber tool. And to integrate that WebEx meetings and social servers, we will have two different servers for WebEx meetings and social service server on the network. And we can use the WebEx meetings plugins and the social plugins on the desktop. Now we are going to cover up on the telepresence portfolio. So this picture shows you how video architecture is normally visible on a network. On the topmost, like we have MCU. So for a multi-channel, we normally use MCU, and we have a telepresence server, and we have a telepresence content server, which is for the registration, recording, and we have the VCS Expressway and the VCS control cluster. And this VCS control cluster in turn connects your call manager cluster, that is UCM. And you have on the CCM, we have existing integration of voice gateways and the borderless elements. And the endpoints like the immersive video points or Java IP phone, room-based video solution or personal video solution, or Java telepresence, or any legacy video conferencing devices or third-party devices can be integrated to your call manager or to your VCS, and these will be tightly integrated. So when a user on a network on IP phones, they will be in turn registered with your call manager, and the call manager will have a system to your VCS control cluster, which will help you to make a video call between the IP phone, that is a video enabled IP phone, to the devices like the room-based solutions on the telepresence solution. We can integrate a video calling, and these VCS Expressway, which will help you to connect to the external world, like on the public cloud. We can communicate to other devices through the VCS Expressway, and the telepresence content server are used to register the video video calls or the whatever the sessions happening that can be recorded on the telepresence content server. We have a telepresence management tool, which is for the management of telepresence devices. So on a Cisco telepresence, we have a different solutions from boardroom to desktop, and total solutions for like for a total impression and for a personal video conferencing or for multi-purpose video conferencing devices. Apart these boardroom or desktop solutions, we can even integrate your video endpoint or third-party endpoint on the Cisco VCS. So the Cisco telepresence endpoint, we have different solutions, like the solution-based endpoints like S620, and we have C40, C60, and C90. So these are the endpoints for solution-based. And for the personal telepresence solutions, we have EX60 and EX90. These are majorly positioned for for the CEO or CTO for one person-to-person video calling, and they can still use a Cisco Jabber video for telepresence. And for the multipurpose, we have a proprietary solution, and MX20 or MX200 and MX300 for a multipurpose video solution. For immersive solutions, we have TX9000 and TX1300. So on a part, we have other extension plugins like Cisco Jabber and Cisco WebEx for the telepresence endpoint integration. And for the vertical wise, we have a healthcare education system solutions available on Cisco. The Cisco Video Architecture Differentiator, it's a fully integrated solution. It's a single vendor, and it can be spanned as instant messaging, presence, voice, and your UCN video. It reduces the support complexity, and it provides the media net support for the high quality video or voice experience over the Cisco network. The video architecture summary. So we have four major areas wherein like endpoints, bridging, management, and other messaging. On the endpoints, we have TX series that is majorly used for immersive video solution, telepresence solution, and the MX series that is for the multipurpose. Example that the product and code starts with MX 200, and on the AEX that is majorly for the executive, that are personal video calling, which we have explained on the one-to-one video, or for the CEO CTO solution, you can use that EX series solar endpoint, that is EX 90 and 60. And on the solution endpoints, we have FX20, and for the vertical wise, we have vertical tactical devices solution for the healthcare, and on a part we have a Jobber science. For the bridging, we have a 4200 series NPU and 4300 series and 5300 series and TPS. This 4200 will support only standard definition, and the 4300 will can support the high definition video calling, and the 5300 series can support full HD, that is 1080p resolution. So for one full HD, it will accommodate the licensing of 2 HD or high definition or 4 standard definition licensing. And the teleperson server, that is for your teleperson group management, and we have MSC 8000, and on the MSC 8000 we have 8510 and 8710 for the bridging. For the management solution, we have a teleperson management tool that is called TMS, and for the call controlling, we will be using the existing call manager servers, or we can use the VCS Express or VCS. For the external call processing, we have ISDN link or ISDN gateway products, and we have TCS, that is the teleperson content server, and we have other social services on the MXC and show and share services supported on the video architecture. So this is the whole scenario how we can integrate our video with your Cisco Call Manager. Like we can use the Cisco Call Manager version 8.6, and these will be in turn connected to your VCS video call control system. And on the video call control system, we can register the endpoints like the MX200 or 300 personal EX90 and SS20 devices will be in turn connected to your VCS, registered with your VCS control server. And for the bridging, we will be using the MC, that is 5300 or 5310 or 20, and the teleperson server. And we have a teleperson content server, as I already indicated, those for use for the video recording and for streaming. And the TMS software, that is the teleperson management suite, which is normally used for your call scheduling and to integrate with your Outlook, and for the individual user management and monitoring the devices connected on the call control server. And it also provides you the detailed reporting on the user updates. For the external call control, so we have a VCS Express, so that will provide you the traversal from the internal network to the external network. And with that VCS Express, we can connect to the remote users or your back-to-back users or remote workers through the VCS Express, so that the user will be mapped to the public IP, and provided the public IP, they can dial to the remote users and they can establish the video call. So on the same data center network, how we can integrate that teleperson solution? Like we'll be introducing that endpoints. So endpoints will be directly registered to your call manager. We have different endpoints that your solution needs. For the branch office, we can use the MX20, and for small MX200, and for the small sites, we can use the EX90, and for head office, we can use the TX9000, which is a massive teleperson solution, and which can give you the whole picture. like this is how we'll be implementing the whole collaboration architecture on a Cisco Unified Communication and Connect Center and the Telephone. So this architecture completely provides you the redundancy and the different applications and the service servers and running on the Cisco collaboration architecture.